Bitcoin just went through its first real corrective phase after making new all-time high a couple of months ago. Now the big question is this the start of a deeper correction that we are seeing right now, or just a reset that we're going to see in 2026 before the next leg higher, potentially later this year or in 2027? Let's look at the market structure that we've got right now. So after Bitcoin printed a new all-time high, price didn't just collapse randomly. What we are seeing and what you can see on this chart structurally is textbook behavior. Bitcoin completed the so-called ABC corrective structure, a sharp impulsive sell-off, which we saw back in October, followed by a weak bounce, and then we saw the final capitulation leg into demand. And after that, the price began compressing inside a falling wedge for a couple of weeks, which is a bullish continuation pattern, not a bearish one. And this tells us something very important. This move looks corrective, not distributive. If we look at the bigger picture in this chart, we want to add the momentum here. The bounce we are seeing right now aligns perfectly with the RSI resetting from oversold conditions, which you can see on the bottom. We see a clean momentum reset without breaking the long-term structure, and this is what exactly you want to see in a bullish or the so-called bull market structure. Price cools off, leverage flushes, momentum resets, and buyers step back in. And right now, the buying demand is higher compared to the selling, and we're going to have a look at the different charts shortly. Another key confluence here is where price bounced. So Bitcoin found strong demand near prior range lows. Near prior range lows inside a clearly defined daily demand zone. And isn't random level, this isn't random buying. This is buyers defending previous value areas. So as long as the zone holds, the broader bullish structure remains intact. And where we are sitting right now, the 90k level, was exactly the same level where we were last year at this time. Another year passed, and we're at exactly the same point. And you know what happens next. We were at this level last year, then we saw all-time high 225k for Bitcoin, and something similar is following. We're gonna have a look now at the major levels where we would see different decisions taking place. So we have the major support, which is the area that we must hold as the 82-85k level. This is the most important level on this chart because Bitcoin must hold this on a daily close. Losing this zone with high volume would invalidate the bullish Q1 and 2026 scenario. So that's the first very important rule that we need to monitor regularly. The second one is the mid resistance, which we touched yesterday. We tried to break above that and we failed. The mid resistance 95-98k level. This is the current local range cap. Bitcoin already got rejected once here, and we expect volatility and fake outs around this zone, which is what we are seeing today. The market is back to the 90k level, 91. We'll see that shortly. And we have macro resistance at 108, 112k level. That is the previous breakdown area and major supply zone. If Bitcoin reaches this level, I would say expect heavy corrections and volatility. And then if we manage to break above that, of course, we would see a retest of the previous all-time high, which is the area around 120, 129k. This is the upside target if momentum fully returns. It's not guaranteed, but very realistic if the structure holds. So I would say what I see in Q1, assuming there are no major macro shocks, nothing in the data that would surprise us, I think January we would see volatile recovery, choppy price action, and we would see range expansion as the market rebuilds its structure slowly. February, we're likely going to see the break above the 100k level and momentum starts to build pretty quickly. Confidence returns to the market. And then potentially in March, we are going to see, and even it might happen even in February, faster than that, we would see an attempt for a new all-time high or at the minimum push into the 112k area and above that. Of course, this is not a straight line. We can expect a lot of pullbacks, fake breakdowns, and volatility. But structurally, this path remains intact, as I said, if the 85k level structure holds. In terms of the short term, that's something like for the long term Q1 up to the end of March, entering April. In terms of the short term, we need to respect local conditions here. For those that are trading, we are taking a couple of trades on Discord. We had one very successful trade yesterday. Honestly, if you want to see what we're buying, what we're selling, all the trading alerts, feel free to join Discord. These are available there. So in the short term, Bitcoin just got rejected from the local supply zone around the 95k level, and because of that, we can see a pullback towards the local demand zone around the 88k level, which is still possible. But as we discussed, this will not break the bull market. This will be a healthy retrace within the bullish structure. In the short term, expect some pullback because we got rejected from the 95k level where we had local supply zone. And one of the most important confirmations that we actually have right now for this bullish structure is that Bitcoin is rising on spot demand, not just leverage. Price is outpacing open interest. And this tells us that traders are not over leveraged, and the demand right now, the move is being driven by real buying, by long term investors. And the risk of a violent long squeeze correction is limited because we don't have over leveraging in the space. We don't have a lot of traders using 50, 100x leverage betting on Bitcoin going up or going down. So this risk of violent squeezes is limited right now. So as long as leverage stays muted as it is right now, pullbacks are likely to remain controlled, and we're not going to see this kind of quick rises and drops, and we're going to slowly move and build the momentum if this structure holds, and if we don't see any macro shocks in employment data, in interest rate cuts, in wars between USA, Venezuela, and so on, if we manage to hold as we are. That's a quick update for Q1 and short term for all the traders. As I said, if you want to trade with us, feel free to join Discord and the Telegram group. Signals are available there. That's for me today. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.